So this is it. You see this? She doesn't look like she's got 50 pounds extra weight. She looks about average. About average is pretty much obese. Coach Greg, and today another installment of I'm Guessing Your Body Fat. We're having fun here. I'm going to guess people's body fat based on the photos they've sent in. They've sent in and said, yeah, I think I'm this percent. I'm going to look at the photos and say, nope, you're not. You're wrong. You're a moron. Can't wait. Let's see what happens. 49-year-old Alan Holders self-assessed himself at 25%. Let's see how close he is. Doing a front double bicep. Quads are looking pretty good. Not much fat on the quads. Doesn't really have abs. They're almost ready to show, but not quite. Biceps, you see a little bit of the bicep, but not a lot of bicep formation. So far, pretty good guess at 25%. Let's see the back. Back double bicep, he's got a little bit of love handles, but not too much. Little bit of muscle definition in the back, not a whole lot, but the legs are actually quite lean. I don't see a lot of body fat. He's not posing it properly, but there's no real hanging fat. This guy has leaner legs than his upper body. He tends to carry more of his fat in the upper body than in the lower body. Standing relaxed, a little bit of fat in the love handle area on the side of the waist, a little bit of fat in the lower back, not much in the legs. Calves look actually quite big and muscular, even without flexing. Standing from the front relaxed, I'm seeing the quads. They're ready to pop out at me. I'm putting him at 22% body fat, less than he actually thinks. You might look at a guy in upper body, and most people just look at the stomach and they judge from there. I look at the whole body, front to back, top to bottom. This guy's freaking lean in the legs. Look at the calves, the quads. If he had 25%, he wouldn't have that kind of definition in the lower half of the body. Next up, 22-year-old Lyron speaks. He's self-assessed himself at 21% body fat. Let's see how close. He's doing a back double bicep. I don't see a lot of definition, but I do see a lot of mass. He looks like he has a significant amount of muscle, but it's covered by a significant amount of fat. So far, I see a higher than 21% body fat. And relax from the back, I do see a significant amount of body fat in the glutes, lower back, upper back, and tricep area, indicative of somebody with much higher percent than 21. But let's see the front. Let's see how it compares. And the front double bicep, you can see he has a lot of freaking muscle. Look at the quads on this guy. This guy's got some wheels. Slight definition in the quads, not a lot, but some. Definitely leaner from the front than in the back. Almost visible abs, almost at that point, okay? But he has a lot of body fat, but he can almost see his abs. Kind of physique that would look astounding if he were to lose body fat. The guy has the foundations, but would need to lose a significant amount of body fat to have all the hard work that he's put through to come out in a pose, okay? He needs to lose some body fat if he were to compete, and if he did that, I think he would look fantastic. And standing relaxed, chest formation is pretty good, doesn't have any gyno, and some of the body fat on the stomach is hanging over the underwear. I would say this guy's body fat is closer to 30% and not the 21 that he was hoping for. He would have to lose about 20% body fat, or if he's 200 pounds, that's 40 pounds to get into what I'd say contest condition. If you're at 21%, you're actually kind of lean. You actually look pretty lean. This guy, to me, to get down to 15%, which would be considered healthy, he'd have to lose a lot more than just 6% body fat to get there. And to get down to a shredded physique, probably closer to 20% body fat that would be needed to lose. Up next is 27-year-old Phil Morrell, who thinks he's between 10 and 12%, which is 11. 10 to 12, that's 11. Let's look. He's got a lot of tattoos, which sometimes makes it harder to judge body fat percentage. Right away, I see a guy that has less body fat than he thinks. All I see is vascularity everywhere. His biceps have veins running through them. And from the back is clearly defined. I hardly see any body fat. I can see a Christmas tree. I see some feathers in the rear delts. No real body fat. Very lean, under 10%. Front double bicep, you can see the abs, you can see the oblique muscles as well. He could be doing a better job of flexing the legs, blowing out all the air, keeping the elbows higher, and flexing better for the camera. Very, very lean, closer to 8% body fat, and he's got bumps in the abs, which everyone thinks is growth hormone injections, or, oh, that's where he puts it his tren. Yeah, I've heard it. I've read thousands of those messages about me. When you're really shredded, you can see bumps on the abs. It's just a common occurrence in so many of us. It's absolutely common. The reason most people don't see that is because most people aren't as shredded as this guy. Try getting down to 8% and see if you have it. Up next, we got a character here, Greg Lunger, 67 years of age. He has a self-assessed body fat of 20%, but says that Remfo says 14.4, so added some. He's got tattoos all over his upper body, but none in the lower body. He actually looks a lot younger than 67, at least from the back, and his legs look really lean. I don't see much body fat in the lower body at all. He's doing a back double bicep. His arms aren't raised high enough, so you can't really see the detail, and the tattoos, frankly, are covering up the definition that you might notice if he did have some. Don't see a lot of excess body fat. He looks to be in good shape. Let's see from the front. And he's got the front double bicep. He's not quite pulled it up, but you can clearly see the biceps. The guy's definitely worked out. Quads are well developed, well shaped. Maybe he's a cyclist. Who knows? The legs are looking really good, really lean. Looks like he works out quite a bit. He doesn't have a six pack. His abs are not visible. He has more body fat in the stomach area, which is quite common amongst men. If I looked at him upper body only, I would say body fat's well over 20%. But in the lower body, I'd say well under 15%. So we got to compromise it somewhere. I'm going to say the guy's just about 20% body fat. I actually don't know what Remfo is. Maybe it's his circle friend. Maybe it's a body fat testing device. I don't know, but it's not 14.4. This is not 14.4% body fat. Although he's not overweight, he's at a good level, and he's 67 years of age, doing really good. Up next, 39-year-old Brooke May, self-assessed 18 to 20%. That means 19. Let's see what we see. Back double bicep under bad lighting without a tan, yet I still see a lot of definition top to bottom. From glutes, hamstrings, quads to back, everything looks lean and in shape. And standing from the front, look at the quads on this one. Quads are popping out, super lean. You can see a little bit of abs on her front double bicep, and you can see the biceps form during the pose. Definitely a very lean female, and I would say 19% is quite accurate for her. So listen, if you're under 20% body fat and you're a woman, you are lean, very lean. This is near competition ready, okay? If she competed in figure, she'd probably want to get a bit leaner. If she were doing bikini, she could probably walk out and compete just as she is right now. This is very, very lean. Up next, 19-year-old Mina Turgeon, clocking in at 24.6%. That's a pretty accurate guess. Let's see how she does. And she's flexing in the undies, doing a front double bicep, and I don't see any extra body fat anywhere. She looks like a very average, in-shape person. And she's only 19 years of age, so hasn't had the years of training in the gym to build up some of the muscles that the other ladies that we've seen in their 30s and 40s have done. And standing from the back, you don't see a lot of muscles popping through. Her glutes have a little bit of extra fat, some cellulite, some amount of what we call saddlebags on the side of the hips. Don't see hamstring muscles popping through. Don't see calf muscles either. And standing from the front, she doesn't have a lot of body fat from the front, but from the back, it does appear that she looks a little bit higher in body fat from the rear than she does from the front. And overall, I'd say her body fat is right around 33%, which is right on the cusp of what we would call obese, okay? So this is it. You see this? She doesn't look like she's got 50 pounds extra weight. She looks about average. About average is pretty much obese. That's how it works, 33%. So if she were to lose maybe 10 pounds, probably put her at 25% body fat, which would be kind of like the perfect kind of number for her health and to ward off diseases like heart attacks and so on. Up next, Lynn Nugent at age 20, self-assessed 20% body fat. Right off, you can tell this woman competes. She's doing a back double bicep in the first pose. Small waist, well-formed glutes, not much body fat. You can clearly see some of the muscles in the upper back. Front double bicep, you can see some of the peaks of the biceps forming through. You can see she has some of the abs showing and some definition between her quad muscles. And standing relaxed from the front, you can see small amounts of abs that are ready to go through. You don't really see any separation among the quads. She seems to be in really good shape. Somebody that if went on a diet to compete would probably do exceptionally well. And from the back, wide shoulders, large upper back, small waist, well-formed glutes, good calf muscles, but not exceptionally lean. I would put her body fat somewhere around 23%. Very lean and healthy, but not like shredded. Certainly in phenomenal shape, and if she were to compete, I think she would do very well, just needs to lose some weight. ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IB Pro. Blooping up 2 videos. Be sure to check in on the next one. We're going to do this again. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. Subscribe to the newsletter. Maybe you could get your body fat done by me. And until next time, I'm out. Lynn Nugent.